Hello everyone, my name is Hu Xuening. Today my topic is about the factors which may influence the World Happiness Score in the year 2024. This study aims to describe the country's happiness performance, figure out which factors has correlated with it, and evaluate the way to predict the happiness performance. The data is from the Wellbeing Research Center of the University of Oxford. To clean the data, I selected 9 columns that include the happiness score, the ranks, and some independent factors. I removed all of the missing value and also standardized some of the factors to match with the other data scale. From the descriptive data, we can find that countries with happiness between 6 to 7 have the most distribution, and generally, countries with higher score also have relatively higher GDP per capita value, but it still needs statistic analysis to test the relationship. Here are the 6 independent variables, which include the log GDP per capita value, social support level, perceived freedom to make choices, generosity, perceived corruption, and healthy life expectancy. To better understand the correlation of different variables, I plot scatter for all of these factors. So from these plots, we can see that the first 3 factors, that is the GDP, social support, and healthy life expectancy, are more related to happiness score. Then I conduct linear regression of these factors. For GDP, the result indicates that it can explain over than 96% of variance in happiness score, which is definitely high. There is a strong significant relationship here. The coefficient value indicates that if a country's GDP, log GDP, increased by 10%, the happiness might increase by 0.38 on its score. For healthy life expectancy, the relationship is also significant and it can explain over than 96% of variance. For every 0.1 increase in healthy life expectancy score, the happiness score might increase by around 1 point. For social support, the relationship is still significant, and every 0.1 increase of the social support will lead to 0.763 increase of the happiness score. Also, I combine all these 3 factors as one independent variable model, and we can see that the R-square is 74% and the relationship is also significant. I still want to know whether there are some intrinsic correlation between different independent variables, so I created a bubble chart considering 3 variables together. The horizontal axis is the social support, the y-axis is the happiness score, and the size of each bubble indicates the score of the healthy life expectancy. So besides the relationships that we have already known before, this plot found that probably there's no obvious correlation between the social support and the healthy life expectancy score. Then, I also want to test if I can use some data from other countries to predict one country's happiness score. So I conducted a k-neighbor regressor and used the data of 5 nearest countries as training data. Actually, it is a great prediction. We can see that the error of each prediction is not very large, around average 20% of the error. But it can have a better predict only for countries with higher happiness rank. Lastly, this analysis provides insights for policymakers. They have to know that the GDP and other social factors does influence the country's happiness, so they have to think about how to predict or even improve the happiness score considering these factors. So this is all of my presentation. Thank you for listening.